All right. Hello,
All
hello,
right.
hello there. All right.
Hello. Hello. Yes.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well on this beautiful Thursday afternoon,
Yes.
late
Isn't it
afternoon. Yes.
wonderful?
How are you? Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
I'm doing so wonderful too. Um, I think I may have a stream problem. Let me see. One of the viewers is calling. Hi. Is there a stream problem? Okay. All right. Bye. Okay. All right. So, I am so glad to have you here with me for just a myriad of reasons. I have admired you up close and personal and from afar when you kind of leaped out in front of me and started doing these wonderful things for your body and your life after I feel that you had gone through some really challenging times, but it didn't stop you from going after quality life, and that's why I was so enamored by the opportunity for you to come on and talk with me and talk with my viewers as they began to come in because this is such an important thing for
Yes.
especially Asian people to do because I'm learning even as I'm doing this. The reason you're here is because I'm doing the walk of gain. Um, and I couldn't get it started no matter what I did. I would start and it would be exciting for a minute, almost like a New Year's resolution, and then it would die away, and I would let busyness get in the way. And then my health, in a major way, started being impacted by that. I feel that's how I caught COVID, and when it came out and there was no vaccine, and I almost lost my life. Well, it took my energy way worse than it already was, and it wasn't great then, and so I've been kind of crawling back with that. And so in and around my life, because it's so big, I'm a woman of the faith. I'm a woman of entrepreneurial, um, a woman. I'm a family woman, and so in my life there are just a host of people who, like you, can inspire me in this great way. It's not even a small way. I might have imagined that if it's someone close to me, that it would just be a kind of neighborly thing. But no, God has placed in my life some giants, as I see you all. And so thank you for coming to walk with me today, Pamela. I really appreciate that. Um, and I just want to invite you to say hello. And if you will, just tell us a little bit about who Pam is.
All right. Yes. Wow. Thank you. What a pleasure. No, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. No, I must say, I mean, this is incredible. Your platform, your podcast, and your walk of gain. I can't tell you how wonderful of an idea, how innovative, and just how forward thinking this is for you to come up with this idea to help you to stay consistent and on focus on your goal. You have always been a change agent. We go way back as sisters in Christ. It's been 26 years for me. So it's been 26 years since we've known one another because you were a part of my studies.
Yes.
And so we go back 26 years, and you have always been an entrepreneur since entrepreneur entrepreneur. So since
Yes.
day one, and just seeing you in business and seeing you pivot and seeing you come up with ideas to keep yourself on track has inspired me tremendously. But to share about who I am, I'm Pamela Donaldson. I am a retired finance director. I worked in local government for 34 years, And during my 34-year tenure, I served as a budget and finance director, in which I retired from local government 13 years ago. And currently, I serve on our finance board with the Church of Christ, the West Side Church of Christ. I've been on the finance board now for 7 years, and so I volunteer my services by giving to the Lord in that way, my experience. And I'm currently a content creator. I create content. My platform on Facebook and Instagram is to promote self care and self love. And I am also a marathoner. God has blessed me to run 9 marathons, one full and 8 half official half marathons. And so I'm very busy. I'm very active, and then I also own a jewelry business, Egyptian bold statement pieces, and so I have an online business that I run with jewelry. So I'm quite busy. I wear many, many, many hats. I have a many talents that I am not hiding.
they're they're not under a bowl, huh?
They're not under a ball.
I love that. I'm so
Oh,
glad what's happening for me and speaking to the women that I admire and the women who I see doing this multiplicity of things, right?
yes, right.
Normalizes who I am. And we sometimes need to normalize who we are. We are never going to be like another person if we're being authentic and being
That's right.
ourselves, right? But
That's right.
when we see others kind of doing that a plethora of things, my daughter came to me, my Tracy, and she said, Mom, I met with this businesswoman, and she was saying how many things she does, which brings her streams of income. And she
Yes.
called herself, um, uh, I can't believe I can't think of it. I almost want to call her and ask her, but it's like a serial. That's what she called herself, a serial entrepreneur, a serial businesswoman. She was always doing businesses, normalizing who I am,
Hmm.
because when I am around people who are not like me, it had a tendency in the past to make me feel odd or to make me feel as if I'm not normal, that I'm
Right.
not a smart businesswoman. But being in the presence and in this sphere of women like you, helps me say we are not alike, but boy, does she normalize me. Does she make me see
Yes.
that it's all good, that I love business. I just do, you
Yes.
know? Yeah. It
Yes.
makes
Well.
me bite, it gives life bite to me, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that you went through some things recently,
Yes.
you know? And
Yes.
is that okay to talk just a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. Yes. I would love
Okay.
to speak
Okay.
about that. Um,
Mhm.
uh, I'm a widow. I lost my husband in 2019, and we were married for 18 years. So I'm going through a healing process from that loss, and it happened just some months shy of COVID. It happened at late 2019, and then fast forward 4 months, we're in a, a global pandemic, in a lockdown, in a stay-at-home order, where we couldn't
Oh,
gather. At a time when you're suffering with a loss, recent loss, you need to gather with people, and so it was a real difficult time to not be able to gather, and we were empty nesters, so it was just he and I, and so no pets, no anybody, just us. And so with his absence, um, it was a pretty tough time, really tough time. And so that was during the time when I I just want to back up and say that I'm grateful that we were able to pivot as a church because we all went on Zoom, and that was our way to connect, continue to connect, via Zoom and the different things I was involved in. But I'm also grateful that I became a runner, a marathon runner 6 years prior to his passing, because what that
Oh,
did was it set me up to have that as an outlet for a place to go and deal with grief through running and through being connected with the running community, was a lifesaver for me. So I didn't have to go and find that and discover that. For me, it was already part of my daily lifestyle. Excuse me. So I'm just really grateful that I had that ability to just go out and run on my own and just really find that connection with God and through grieving, as a runner. And during that time, I also started two businesses. Um, I started the jewelry business and I started a hair business, in the middle of COVID. Excuse me. I started the hair business like a beauty business per se, like self care, because that's my platform, is about self care. So what I noticed was when we were on Zoom and we were in the stay at home order and we didn't know what was going on, the country was turned upside down. We had mom home, dad home, kids home, everybody's home, and so when we would go on Zoom for our meetings or whatever, I noticed the presence of people weren't really there. Excuse me. And I know it's because we were all dealing with the unknown. Like we didn't know what was going on. Here's this disease, and here's this thing going on globally. So this was unprecedented, and it was very scary. And so I would notice that people would appear on camera undone in
yeah.
pajamas, hair not done, just here I am, here it is. And so I started showing up made up on camera because that's just who I am. Like if I'm gonna present myself, I'm gonna present it whether I'm home alone or whatever. And so I started promoting self-care. I know we're at home. I know it's easy to just show up in pajamas, but do this for you. Like, and especially like if you're married and you have a partner, I mean, let's do this for ourselves and let's just, just show up. And so I started promoting beauty tips and how to show up on video and how to be present in the midst of this pandemic, how to be present, with your children and with yourselves, and just to make this life, because this was our new normal during this time, even though it was crazy and
It was the new
threatening and
normal. Yeah.
whatever. It was our lives, and so I felt like we got to make the best of this. So what can I do to encourage people to don't let's not sit and eat the whole tub of ice cream. Like let's, because people were on social media and talking about their what were they calling it? Their Corona snacks and whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's good, but when this is over, we got 50 pounds of whatever that we got to deal with. Like, it's just not a healthy attitude to say, just because I'm home, that we're just going to demolish all of these things. And so I saw this happening and I thought, I prayed and I'm like, God, how can I, in my grief, I need to have purpose. What should that purpose be? Like, use me in this time. And so it was about self-care. Just share with the people how they can better care for themselves. And that's when the beauty part of my another one of my hats was developed.
I feel like because I knew you and your husband, I
Yeah.
feel like he was really in love the whole time. Is that the way you were at home? You wanted to present yourself to him beautiful and elegant all the time, as
Yeah,
much as
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
thought so.
absolutely. Actually, it was already in me. growing up, my mother would always, I grew up with nine siblings, five sisters and four brothers. And so my mother made sure that we never left the house undone. Like, we had to comb our hair. We need to make sure our clothes were clean, make sure we were made up, because her philosophy was, you're representing me. You're representing me and your father, and you need to represent. Like, you need to take care of yourself when you go out into the presence of people. Not only do you need to take this pride in yourself, but it's offensive to others when you're showing up and you're not, you're not together. You're, there's
Yeah.
body odor and whatever. It's offensive to
Yeah.
the public, to people. And so that actually was instilled in me as a child, like to always have yourself together. You never
Yeah.
know who you're going to meet. You never know, this is people, judge you and size you up from the moment they meet you. And you just want to have that self confidence and whatever. So that came from my mother. And then coming into my marriage, of course, I wanted to keep that up as a person. And I believe in being beautiful for my husband. I believed in being beautiful inside out. When he came home, when I retired and I was at home, he was semi-employed, so he still worked. And when he would come home, I'd be ready to receive him. I would meet him at the door. I would take his coat. I would
Oh,
look
look.
him in the eyes and make eye contact, and made him feel like he wanted to come home, that he was welcome. Like, this is my home when he got home. And I loved that. And and I wanted to be that. Yes, we were in love. I just thank God for him. I miss him terribly. And yeah, you're right. We that happened in our home. We had a really great marriage foundation through the church, just through having some really great disciplers in our dating relationship, and just helping us to have going into a dating relationship with conviction and great strong boundaries that really helped us, um, you know, to strengthen our marriage. Really
Yeah.
that's kind of a stepping stone into a great marriage, is when you have these boundaries going in. It really sets up for self-respect to that individual, because when you meet a person and you have no boundaries, no standards, this is pretty much how they're receiving you. And so when you go into a relationship with boundaries and standards, it's kind of you're kind of building up that level of respect from the gate. And so yeah, you gauged right. We were in love. We were in love. It wasn't a front.
Oh no, no.
Mm,
I tell you, fronts can't come off like that.
yeah.
Fronts don't look like that.
And you can only front for so long, right? You can only wear that mask for so long, because after a
Put on
while
the
it gets
wear
hot
for
in
so
there.
long it gets hot in there.
It
You
get
take
hot. You have to take it off.
no,
So true.
no. There was nothing at all about the beauty of that had
Yeah.
any of that in it. But um, so I'm thinking that because I love dressing myself, I love cleanliness, I love order, I love color, and so I know that when I'm going out to do these things, that I want to carry myself out there the same way. When I walk,
Yes.
I want to walk feeling lovely. I want to feel the loveliness of my body and my spirit, whether it's sized in a way that um, I want to change, because I don't see none of my size as a negative anymore. There was a time that I thought maybe as I was gaining that it was a bad thing that was happening. It wasn't so much a bad thing. It just was a not me thing. It was
Right.
I am this person. I am me. I have a certain weight thing that God did. He when he created me, he did that, and he synchronized my weight. He synchronized who I am, and that's where I'm going to feel my best at. When I
Yes.
am in that weight line and that zone and that character that God
Yes.
created me to be, you know? And so I want to do that. I want jewels. I want things like that. And so I appreciate you being here. And I'm hoping with the question that I have for you at the end that you will want to come back and talk to the people as I build the audience. Very soon, I will be taking clips uh, and advertising them so that people can know that this walk is going on because I don't want this to be a speedy walk. I don't want to go on a crash diet. I don't want to starve myself and then the pounds come off. That's first of all, I never see that as a very attractive, beautiful, sparkling, glowing kind of result in people when they have done that, you know. But when
Yeah.
the natural movement of weight adjustment happens, I think it just comes off so beautiful, the whole process. So it makes me know that no matter what size I am, that this is a beautiful, beautiful size to be at. You know, this size is beautiful where I am. But what I'm loving about this beautiful size is that it is becoming, it's metamorphosing or something, you know, it's becoming itself, you know. And
Hmm.
so I just want people to come and gather so that others can see, so that I can let others know who are striving to do this for themselves that this exists over here, that there are
Yes.
people coming into this space who love who they are and who love to share who they are. They love to, and they have entities that people can be invited to shop at and to order services at and to set up sessions at. Um, we had a woman the other day who specializes in baths. It just amazed me. I could not believe her grandmother had given her so much. You know, um,
Yeah.
she calls it the goddess bath experience. You know,
Mm.
and when I
Yes.
first did that, I could not believe the difference in my bath. And I always have loved bubble baths with fragrances or whatever, but this is a whole nother level of becoming the goddess that I am through my bathing ritual, you know? And so I want
Wow. Yeah.
this to be that I bring that element to the people. So together we can feel that sensation of growth and expansion, you know. And so
Right.
uh, what do you say to people who you would like to you know, to see them
People that I
prosper
would
and
like
see
to.
them heal? Yeah. What do you have something?
Yeah. You kind of
Yeah. Okay, do
broke
you
up
have
just a little bit in your
do you have
audio.
a little advice maybe that you want to say to people? I know one of the biggest pieces of advice I've gotten in this timeline is people are saying this: don't stop. And I love that. They're saying don't stop. No matter what you do, don't stop. You know?
Mhm.
And so
Yes.
I think that's great advice because when I may get tempted to stop, you know, those voices will ring in my ears and
Right.
in my heart. You know, don't stop no matter what's
Sure.
going on. Do you have
Sure.
something you'd like to tell me on this journey uh, uh, to
Yes.
advise me?
Yes. Yes. What the advice that I would love to share would be to to keep going. And for those who think that it can't be done for whatever their physical goals are, it can be done. Just starting out by taking a few steps at a time, just a few movements at a time, depending on the individual circumstances. Just starting out little by little every day and building up to more momentum, more endurance, And you will be surprised what the physical body can do once you just start. I think the initial advice would just be to just start. Just it's hard to take that first step, because in our minds we tell ourselves so many things and we sabotage our beginning by giving ourselves excuses. And so once you just start, that alone gives you momentum to keep going. And once you get started, then the body will naturally do what it's supposed to do. And even as a runner, for me, I wasn't always a runner. I started running, at 53. I'm 61 now, so I just started at 53 by joining a boot camp. It was a New Year's resolution for me. I never really struggled with being overweight, but I did struggle with physical fitness, and I had some extra weight on. And it wasn't until I decided I wanted to get physically fit, and I joined this boot camp. And they make you run, of course, and that little bit of starting to run, starting out walking, starting out running, a half a block, and then it turned into two, three, and then now I'm running full marathons. And so the advice I would give is to just start. Just
Just
get up
start.
and
Yeah.
do it, whatever. And if you can't get up, start
Move.
with your arms and just start with some kind of movements, or just something to get you energized enough to get started.
Yeah. Best advice ever. You're right. Yeah. Just start. No matter
Yeah,
what. Just start. Because that's where it begins at.
that's where it begins.
Yeah, it begins at the start. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Well, I appreciate you so much, for being here. I just love that start that you started ended up with you doing this amazing. You're a marathoner. You. I remember I volunteered for. I think it was Cover City or something, maybe through
Yes.
the church. I'm not sure because I got so many links and stuff. But I was on the street when the marathon was happening, and there you were coming. And I mean, you were running, and I'm like, oh my God, look at her. And it was just so amazing to me because and you were focused, so I love that I can be focused on this, but really enjoying it um, with all of my heart, because that's what I see in you. Although it's
Yep.
taken sacrifice, it's taken muscle, it's taken energy, and pushing yourself, I'm sure. But it appears to me that every part of it you really enjoy. When I see
I
you
do.
doing it, you're full of smiles, and you're full of encouragement and energy, and it's very inspiring. It was inspiring to me the whole time, but it was inspiring to me in a way that I was looking at you and complimenting what I saw, as opposed to it getting to me to know that I could get there.
Yes.
It
Right.
sort of seemed long distance for me to get there. But now that I've started, it no longer feels long distance. What
Right.
it feels like is I've started.
That's
And
right.
so now my start is one that I won't quit.
That's
I
right. It's only
so
forward from there.
huh?
It says only forward.
Yes,
It's only full steam ahead from
yes.
there.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And so I know that you have the jewels. What kind of jewels do you specialize in?
Yes. Yes, my business is called Gratitude Jewelry. And the basis behind the name Gratitude was the business was gifted to me. And for my just being so grateful and thankful for this, receiving this business, I named it Gratitude Jewelry. And it has a spiritual um, theme because I'm grateful to God it's just a privilege of receiving this business. And so what it is gratitude jewelry is bold statement pieces, Egyptian inspired. I mean, the pieces are artwork, and I have a shop on TikTok. Most of my customers, actually, today is my 3-year anniversary in business. Actually, launched the business on April 11th, 2021. And so today is my 3-year anniversary for launching Gratitude Jewelry. And it's been just an incredible experience with my models, with building my store, with going out and serving my customers with private showings and retreats and pop-up shops. And I even had a residency in Lakewood last summer. I mean, it's just been an incredible experience. And so my goal for gratitude going forward is to see my pieces in some retail stores, Target, Macy's. Uh, I mean, I'm just really excited on my work in getting into these stores, and so it's just been very rewarding. So if there's anyone interested in bold statement pieces, and I also have a collection of natural beads that I make handmade made myself.
Uh-huh.
So I have a collection of natural beads like jade and turquoise and black onyx, uh, um, lava stone, that I also make bead bracelets as well.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Thank you. What I'd love for you to do, and that's the question that I was going to ask you, what I want this time to be is a time of restoration for people, to be able to get things that are beautiful for them, to do things that are beautiful to them, to learn how to meditate, to know what they want to wear, what feels good on them. And that's why I've
Mm,
been very selective in the people that I invited to come here. And hopefully you will want to come back. And then we do things like when we start advertising, I'd like to do things for like the 1,000th person who um, comes on and subscribes or whatever once we start that phase, which will be in the next couple of weeks or so. I would love for you to come back, because you are exactly what I want to bring before people, so that they can see the peace and the love and the gentleness and the respect, coming from the person who has items that would be good for them. Because when people have that kind of heart and they have that kind of you know their energy is like that, so is their product line, so are their
yes,
services. It comes through like that, and you feel
yes,
good when it's on you. You feel good when it's on your body or near you. So
absolutely.
would you come back to be with us, to see us?
Yes, yes, I would
Okay.
love to.
Okay, that's what I was hoping for. And so, like with everyone, I will get back with you, and we will have some time together to talk, so we can figure out what that would look like, so that when
Yes,
we are promoting it for people to know that this is all about the walk of gain, and the gain part is that things like beauty, things like to um, just flood life with all of this beauty, to flood my life and to flood the people who start to view, to flood their lives with that kind of energy, and the opportunity to order things that really make them feel good, you know. So
yes,
I'm
yes.
so happy that you will come back. Is there anything else you would like to share, because I kind of promised that I would keep
Well,
you guys about
yes,
30 minutes or
I
so.
just wanted to. Yes, I just wanted to share. I know that there was a question about older individuals being healthy and fit. And I just wanted to add to that just to say that, it's a great benefit for for older individuals to be healthy because it allows for self-sufficiency. It
Mhm.
allows for the individual to be more self-sufficient, more self-reliant on
Yeah,
themselves to go out into the world and even work, and continue to drive. When you're healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, in whatever way,
yes,
you're able to continue to contribute to society, and
yes,
it's less on caretakers.
yes,
For instance, if it's a need, then that's a whole different story. But when we're healthy and we're self-sufficient, then we're able to go further in life. We're able to do more in life, and it's a benefit all around. So,
yes.
yes,
And I feel I being in this position, what you're saying has volume for me because I can see how you're gonna move in your body one direction or another. The body
right.
moves. If I don't do a thing, the body's going to be moving, but it's going to be moving in the direction of harming me. You know, if
Yes,
I
that's
move
right.
my body, then it's going to be moving in the direction of healing me and restoring me. And so,
Right. That's right.
yes, yes. So you're right. I can see that if I allowed it to go in the other direction, guess what? I'm going to be where I can't take care of myself. And I think
Right.
most people are like I am. I don't want that. I want to take care of me. I enjoy taking care of
Right.
me. But I can tell
Yes.
that that won't be possible without,
Yes.
developing
Because
healthy
when
living.
you
So,
stop, everything else stops. Yes.
yeah. So when I talk to you, we'll be talking about it just because the business of the people who are coming on is uh, goddess baths or jewelry or whatever it is. The focus is also to bring with those things, um, recipes. You know what I mean? Or one lady is going to do belly dancing online for us. So that we could
Right.
really learn belly dancing in a healthy way. You know,
Yes.
and so to bring that kind of uh, beautiful, uh, um, part of all of this into this arena, into this space, you know. So I'm really excited that I know how you are and how you do things. So I know that either cooking or makeup or whatever it is that you will know how to do, I know it will be very elegant and very good and very tasteful. So I'm
Yes.
really excited that you're going to come back, and
Yes.
okay, all right. All
Yes.
right.
This has been great. Yes.
Yeah, it has. It's been so charming and just it gives my heart a lot to be here with you. So I look forward to this being um something that people can really benefit from. Like I'm sure those who will see it will benefit as I already. So it's already
Absolutely.
packed full of things today. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Great.
for being with me. I
Absolutely.
took everything that you gave me. It's in here, And what I loved at first, I thought they're giving me so much. I need to write it all down. But I always go back and view it, you know. And so I feel like my notes are within the viewing, and so I
That's
will be.
right.
I will
That's the
be.
best. The best
Maybe
thing to have is your recording. Yes.
that's the best thing to have is the recording. So I'll be back to do that. But I am just pleased and thrilled that I had this time with you. And so
Me
I'll
as
close
well.
out for now. And I will be in
Absolutely.
touch with you so we can set up things moving forward. Okay.
Sure. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for having me. Have a great
Oh,
evening.
all right, you too. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye.